You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by Minor Family Dentistry. Minor Family Dentistry would like to bring you the following dental health tip. It's recommended to have a dental checkup no later than your child's first birthday. An adult should brush for a young child and monitor older children's brushing to ensure a good job is done. Flossing should start when teeth are touching. Minor Family Dentistry wishes you good dental health. Families, including children of all ages, are welcome. Minor Family Dentistry, 1010 Downing and Hayes. Find them in the Next Tech directory.
Hello, welcome to You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. My name is Dana Stanton, and I'm the coordinator of the West Central Kansas Smart Start Grant. And with me today is Terri Wilson. Hello, Terri.
Hello, Dana.
Now tell me a little bit about your job title and what organization you work for.
Okay, I work with USD 489 through the early childhood programs, and I work with Head Start and 4-year-old at risk grant. We have a Smart Start grant, and we do collaboration with the special ed department. And so that's what I do, and I work with young children. Our program is from 0 to 5 years old. We do not only Hayes, but several of the outlying counties.
Now, wonderful. Now, today you're going to talk to us a little bit about children in the media, and in particular, children in TV, right?
Yes. Yes, I am. This is an interest of mine because of what we know about early childhood and how children progress and what we can do to make that optimal for them.
Now, how prevalent is TV in the lives of our children today?
Okay, this is unreal, but what we have found that children watch a lot of TV, and even if they aren't watching it, it's on in the home. And so we need to be very careful about what we're doing with the TV and at what ages they watch TV. And
I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I was wondering, is there research about the prevalence of TV in children?
Oh, yes. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about in particular was that under age 2, that they do not recommend any TV for children.
No TV under the age of 2.
And that is because, well, one of the reasons research is, there's not a lot of research, but what there is shows that it's passive, and that children under 2, there isn't it doesn't do any good, and it could be harmful to the children. And so starting at the age 3, when we go into that, then that age group, some TV is okay if there are guidelines to it, if it's appropriate and those kind of things. So, but I do have some research here that talks about, and it's from the American Academy of Pediatrics, and that it shows that to avoid television viewing for children under the age of 2 years. Although certain TV programs may be promoted for that age group, research on early brain development shows that babies and toddlers have a critical need for direct interaction with parents and other significant caregivers for healthy brain development and the development of appropriate social, emotional, and cognitive skills. Therefore, exposing young children to television programs should be discouraged. And so I just wanted to read that little bit of research.
That's very good information. I don't think most people know that it's not recommended for a child under the age of 2 not to watch TV.
Correct.
Now, I know a lot of people maybe wouldn't think about that, but nowadays is TV taking the place of other activities like playing outside and things of that nature?
Oh, certainly. If you think about the time that a child is in front of a TV, they're missing out on several things. We talk about brain and body. They're missing out on interactions with other people, and that's the way young children learn, is all the sensory and the contacts and with other human beings or animals. But for the let's see. Stumbling a little bit here, but that's okay. Anyway, when we talk about play outside, they're losing that. And we live in Kansas. our children need to get used to the climates, the climate changes. And so when people say, well, I let them watch TV because we can't go outside today, we need to rethink that and say, okay, if it is very, very cold and we can't go outside, there's one thing. But if it's a little chilly, maybe we need to be experiencing that and getting used to it. And then the other thing is, if it is very, very cold and we're inside, what are we doing for physical activity? Because watching TV is not physical.
I know if my kids watch for too long, they get kind of cranky, and they need that physical activity to keep them in better spirits.
They're just like any of us. When you sit too long and you need to get up, you need to move. And they need it more than we do. But certainly we all need it.
Now, you've talked about that no TV under the age of 2, but like 3 and up. What kind of TV should they be watching?
Okay. This should be, first of all, it should be limited. And that we're not watching for hours. Or, if we watch the short programs, they're 15, 30 minutes long, that's enough for a day. And when we think about that, and we're thinking we're letting children watch movies that are, hours long sometimes, if you need a babysitter, get a babysitter. Don't use the TV. And have it something that's interactive and ongoing. And when you're looking at programs, they have done a lot of research with violence in programs, and particularly video games. And people will say, well, they're doing them with someone else. Well, we need to think, what's on that screen? What are they really watching? And a lot of it is stereotyping and violence. And once children see that, we can't take it back. You can't erase it. And up until the age about 7 or 8, they don't know the difference truly between fantasy and real. We talk about it and we can say, oh, this is pretend, and this, this person's really not dying or whatever. But truly, the child cannot tell the difference oftentimes. Yeah. And we do see differences in children's behavior. And when they watch violent shows or when they do a lot of video games, they're not only is their attention span shorter, but also they have more aggression. And then another thing I wanted to say about the aggression and the attention span, thank you, is that when TV is on all day, even though it's an adult program, and let's say you're at home and you have TV on all the time, okay, that affects the child. Because even though they aren't watching it, research has showed that they do have a shorter attention span, and plus they flit from one activity to another. They won't stay with one activity focused as long as they do otherwise. And as we all know, even if something is in the background, we often hear it.
We pick it up.
We pick it up. And so if we want role models, what do we want our children picking up? And what kind of language are they using? What kind of music are they listening to? All of that. And sometimes we just need to have a quiet and not have that extra noise on.
Yes. Well, thank you so much today. That's some wonderful information for us. So no TV under the age of 2, and really pay a lot of attention to what our older children are watching. Yes. Thank you, Terri.
Okay,
You've been watching You and Your Young Child, a program devoted to early childhood. Parents, remember, you're your child's first and best teacher. Thank you.
Thanks for watching You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You can watch the program weekdays in the noon and 9 o'clock hours. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by Minor Family Dentistry.